Welcome to the film world of Nicholas Bodo, a channel of movie reviews and voice impressions. Tonight I'll be doing an impression on a character from one of my favorite movies of all time, Red from the Shawshank Redemption. If you like this impression, please comment down below, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to the film world of Nicholas Bodo. But now, please enjoy the show. Same old shit, different day. There must be a con like me in every prison in America. I'm the guy who could get it for you. Cigarettes, a bag of reefer, if that's your thing. A bottle of bread to celebrate your kid's high school graduation. Damn near everything within reason. Yes, sir, I'm a regular Sears and Roebuck. Andy came to Shawshank prison in early 1947 for murdering his wife and the fellow who she was banging. On the outside, he'd been the vice president of a large Portland bank. Good work for a man as young as he was. The first night's the toughest, no doubt about it. They march you in naked as the day you were born, skin burning and are half blind from dousing shit that they throw on you. But then they put you back in the cell. When they slam those bars home, that's when you know it's real. Old life blown away in a blink of an eye. Nothing left but all the time in the world to think about it. Most new fish coming close to madness. The first night, somebody always breaks down crying. Happens every time. The only question is, who's it gonna be? It's a good thing to bet on Eddie, I guess. I had my money on Andy Dufresne. I remember my first night. Seems like a long time ago. His first night in the joint, Andy Dufresne cost me 2 packs of cigarettes. He never made a sound. I must admit, I didn't think much of Andy Dufresne when I laid my eyes on him. Looked like a stiff breeze would blow over. That was my first impression of the man. I could see why some of the boys took him for snobby. He had a quiet way about him, a walk and a talk that just wasn't normal around here. He strolled like a man in the park without a care or worry in the world, like he had on an invisible coat that would shield him from this place. Yeah, I think it would be safe. I liked Andy from the start. It was an outdoor detail, and May is one fine damn month to be working outdoors. And that's how it came to pass on that second-to-last day on the job. The convict crew that tawed the plate factory roof on the spring of 49 round up sitting on a row of 10 o'clock in the morning, drinking ice-cold Bohemia-style beer, courtesy of the hardest screw that ever walked a turn at Shawshank State Prison. We sat and drank with the sun on our shoulders and felt like free men. Hell, we could have even been touting the roof of our own houses. We were the lords of all creation. And as for Andy, he spent that break hunkered in the shade, a strange little smile on his face, watching us drink at his beer. I wish I could tell you that Andy fought the good fight, and the sisters would let him be. I wish I could tell you that. But prison is no fairy tale land. He never said who did it, but we all knew. Things went on like that for a while. Prison life consists of routine, and then more routine. Every so often, Andy will show up with fresh bruises. The sisters get at him. Sometimes he will be able to fight him off, sometimes not. And that's how it went for Andy. That was routine. I do believe those first 2 years were the worst for him. And I also believe if things haven't gone that way, this place would have got the best of him. 2 things never happened after that. The sisters never laid a finger on Andy again, and Boggs never walked again. They transferred him to a minimum security hospital upstate. To my knowledge, he lived out the rest of his days drinking his food through a straw. The man likes to play chess. Let's get him some rocks. You could argue he'd be done a favor with the gods, or maybe make a few friends among us cons. Me, I like to think he'd just like to feel normal again, if only for a short while. The following April, Andy did tax returns for half the gods in Shawshank. The year after that, he did them all, including the wardens. The year after that, they rescheduled at the start of the intramural season to conclude with tax session. The gods on the opposite teams all remembered to bring their W-2s. The man's been here for 50 years, Haywood. 50 years. This is how he knows. And here he's an important man. He's an educated man. Outside, he's nothing. Just a used-up con with arthritis of both hands. These prison walls are funny. First you hate them, then you get used to them. Enough time passes, gets so you depend on them. That's institutionalized. They send you here for life, and that's exactly what they take. The part that counts anyways. I have no idea to this day what those two Italian ladies were singing about. Truth is, I don't want to know. Some things are just left unsaid. I like to think that they were singing about something beautiful. Something that can only be expressed in words, and makes your heart ache because of it. I tell you, those voices soared higher and farther than anybody in a great place dares to dream. It was like some beautiful bird flapped into our drab little cage, and made those walls dissolve away. For the briefness of the moment, every last man in Shawshank felt free. Let me tell you something, my friend. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane. Tommy Williams came to Shawshank in 1965 on a 2-year stretch for B&E. That's breaking and entering for you. Cops caught him sneaking TV sets out the back door of a J.C. Penney. Young punk, Mr. Rock and Roll, cocky as hell. We liked him immediately. In 1966, Andy Dufresne escaped from Shawshank Prison. All they found of him was a muddy set of prison clothes, a bar of soap, and a rock hammer, damn near worn down to the numb. I remember thinking it would take a man 600 years to tunnel through that wall with it. Old Andy did it in less than 20. Oh, how Andy loved geometry. I imagine it appealed to his meticulous nature. I say to you, millions of years of mountain building here. Geology is the study of pressure and time. That's all it takes, really. Pressure and time. That and a big goddamn poster. Like I said, in a prison, a man is willing to do anything to keep his mind occupied. Turns out Andy's favorite hobby was toting his ball out to exercise the yard. A handful at the time, I guess, after Tommy was killed. Andy decided he'd been here just about long enough. And he did like what he was told, buffalo shoes to a high mere shine. The guards simply didn't notice, neither did I. I mean, seriously. Andy crawled to freedom through 500 miles of shit-smelling foulness I can't even imagine. Or maybe I just don't want to. 500 yards. Just the length of 5 football fields. Just shy of half a mile. I like to think that the last thing that went through his head, other than that bullet, was how the hell did Andy Dufresne ever got the best of him. Not long after the war and deprived of his company, I got a postcard in the mail. It was blank, but the postmark said Fort Hancock, Texas. Fort Hancock, right on the border. That's where Andy crossed. When I pictured him heading to the south of his own car with the top down, it always makes me laugh. Andy Dufresne, who crawled through a river of shit and came out clean on the other side. Andy Dufresne, heading for the Pacific. Sometimes it makes me sad, though, Andy being gone. I just have to remind myself that some birds are meant to be caged. Their feathers are just too bright, and they will fly away. But it's much more damp and empty that they're gone. I guess that I just miss my old friend. Rehabilitated? Well, now let me see. I don't have any idea what that means. There's not a day go by that I don't feel any regret about it. Not because I'm here, because you think I should. I look back on the way I was back then. A young, stupid kid who committed that terrible crime. I want to go talk to him. I want to try to talk some sense to him. Tell him the way things are, but I can't. That kid's long gone, and this old man is all that's left. I've got to live with that. Rehabilitated? It's just a bullshit word. So you could go on and stamp your form, Sonny, and stop wasting my time. Because to tell you the truth, I don't give a shit. There's a hard truth to face. know where I'm gonna make it on the outside. All I can do anymore is think of ways to break my parole, so they could send me back. Terrible thing to live in fear. Brooks Hayden knew it all the way. All I wanted is to be back where things make sense, so I won't have to be afraid all the time. Only one thing stops me. A promise I made to Andy. I find I'm so excited I can barely sit or hold a thought in my head. I think it's just the excitement of only a free man can feel. A free man at the start of a long journey of those conclusion is uncertain. I hope I can make it across the border. I hope I can see my friend and shake his hand. I hope the Pacific is as blue as I've seen it in my dreams. I hope. Get busy living, or get busy dying. That's damn right.